What's up, guys? I recently actually just got home from the gym and I got this email from one of my subscribers who has actually been a subscriber from pretty close to day one. Um, Always been supportive, always asked me questions, thanked me for different things, always been extremely supportive. And he sent me an email asking me for my opinion on a couple different matters. I decided to make a video. I'm not going to release any names, but I did decide to make a video. So um, the reason is because there's a phrase that people use when looking for relationships. Okay, I understand where this guy's coming from. He's a little bit older than I am. The biological clock starts to tick at some point, wherever age you may be. Eventually, you get the feeling where I kind of want to settle down. I kind of want to get kids. I kind of want to have a family. Blah 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 blah. Okay, it happens. It's called the biological clock. It is something that does happen. It's the mind frame. It's the way that your brain matures as you get older. Okay, um, but the key word that I used in there that sets me off every time I hear it is settle down. Settle. What does settle mean? It means you're not taking the best option. You're settling for something because it meets the immediate goal that you're trying to hit, right? Like it's a quick fix. It's a band-aid. You're settling down. Um, don't don't ever settle down. Don't ever settle down. If you're not happy, don't waste your time. There is there is no reason. Like whether it be relationships, whether it be settling in life, like it does you don't settle. Like it's the same thing when somebody who's really I like to compare it to the bucket list. Okay, the bucket list idea, where there's this guy who's made, he's done this, and this in his life, and he's made all this money, and it was never what he wanted to do, but he wakes up one day and goes, man, I never got to do all this stuff that I've always wanted to do that I really wish I could have done. Now, I'm not saying he lived a life full of regrets, but I'm saying he didn't live the life the way he wanted to when he had dreams still, when he had passion and desire. He just kept settling. He kept settling for each aspect of his life. He settled a little more and a little more and a little more. And he said, oh man, I would really love to do this, but I can't make that much money, so I'm going to settle and go to college and get this degree. Or I'm going to just settle and take this job. Or I'm going to do this. The word settle is is profane in my vocabulary. I hate that word. You don't ever settle. That person has a huge. You should be able to look back on your life, whether you were a millionaire or you scraped by. If you were happy and you did everything that you wanted to do, what does it matter? Like you can't take it with you. Like live. You only have one shot at this. Don't settle for something. You never settle in life for anything besides what you want. Go take what you want. There's no one stopping you. I promise you. There's going to be hurdles. It's going to suck. There's going to be times where you do stuff that you never thought you'd end up doing to try to make ends meet, or to try to, to keep your dream alive. But it doesn't matter. You don't settle. When you're looking for a relationship like this guy in this email, you don't settle. You don't settle down with somebody. Why do you think America has a 56% divorce rate? It's because they all settled the fuck down. I don't normally use profanity, but I'm trying to get my point across, people. Don't ever settle down. There's no reason to ever settle down. It's not going to do you any good. You're not going to be happy. Find that, instead of saying, I want to settle down, believe in something. Believe in the idea that there's someone out there that will love, respect, and support you in everything that you do. As long as you return the favor and you put in the work, it will. There is somebody out there. I truly believe that. As much destiny and as fantasy as that may sound to some of you, it's something that I truly believe in. Okay, I do. I believe that there's someone out there for everybody. There's so many of us that just settle for less, that settle for something that we know isn't right. And then you end up divorced and you end up starting over when you're, my age or older. It doesn't matter. Like, that stuff happens. Okay. I get it. We don't all make the right decision the first time. I understand that. Trust me. Like, we've all been in relationships we don't want to be in, but you don't ever, like, that's the one thing I've learned in the last year is if you really want something, don't settle for less. Like, don't settle for less. When I made that video, the last vlog I made about, like people not doing when Matt first started his business, his fitness business, one of my buddies makes, he wrote on my status, I make, 60, 70, $80,000 a year and I'm miserable as shit. Okay, that's what I'm saying is I guarantee you if the guy could rewind the clock back and say, I want to be a golf pro, it doesn't matter. You don't need to rewind the clock back. If you wake up tomorrow and say, man, I wish I could spend every day on the golf course, that would be the greatest way to make a living. You might not be able to live the same way that you live. You might have to make some sacrifices in the beginning to do what you love to do. But I guarantee you when you're doing what you love to do, it's the happiest you've ever been. When you're in a relationship, when you don't settle and you meet that right person, it's one of the most awesome things I've ever witnessed in my life. Was two of my best friends, Kelly and Kyle, I watched, meet each other, and it was one of the most awesome things to ever see was watch these two people meet each other and grow to love each other and get married. And you knew from the moment they met each other that it was right, that it was going to work, that they were meant for each other, that they weren't going to be the majority of Americans who get divorced. They weren't going to be that because they never settled. They were two people who said, no matter what happens, I love this person and I'm going to make this work and I'm going to bend over backwards to do so. There's people like that. You will meet somebody like that if you don't settle. The other thing that this guy asked me was about fitness goals. He wants to do this and do this. Dude, it's the same principle. It's your outlook on life. And I'm not dogging on you, man. You're a good person. You're a good friend. But it's the mentality of your mindset. And you got to get rid of it. It's destructive. It's extremely destructive. If you're ever hanging out on a date with a woman and she says the word settle, pay the tab and run. Just don't even stay in the room, dude. Same thing with your fitness. If you think that you don't need, if you want to lose the weight that you're trying to lose, and you think that that's going to help your overall goals, then don't settle until you get there. When the easiest thing to do, and the thing that I first learned when I first started this, was what I did was I took a piece of paper and I taped it to my mirror, okay? And every day when I get up, and it's still there, and every day when I get up, it says, is what you are about to do going to help or hinder this goal? And then it's circled, and that's my goal, okay? Now, I make little goals along the way to reach that, but ask yourself that no matter what you're doing, when you're putting food in your mouth, is that food going to help you or hurt you lose weight? Is that going to help you or hurt you get into the physical condition that you feel that you need to be in? Is that goal going to help you? You know what I mean? Is everything that you're doing, is that drink that you're about to have, is that going to help you or hurt you in trying to reach that goal? When your motivation is high enough, when you've said everything else I've tried doesn't work, and why? There's no such thing as a quick fix. Why? There's no one you can pay. There's nothing that you can do besides get it through your own head that you have to do it. No one's going to help you. No one else is going to put food on your table. No one else is going to meet that goal. No one else can meet your goal but you. It's your goal. Don't let anybody stand in your way. As far as the relationship thing goes, though, dude, and as bad as it is to live a life quote of Greg Giraldo, the late, great Greg Giraldo, he did make one point that's always stuck with me in one of his stand-ups. And he's talking about settling, and he was like, he made the Siegfried and Roy example, where he said, Siegfried found another gay lion tamer. Like, and it was hilarious when he said it, but the idea and the principle behind it is actually extremely, extremely true. Like, this dude didn't settle, and he was a lion tamer who happened to be a homosexual and found another homosexual lion tamer who fell in love with. Really? Like, It's possible. So don't settle for less, because I promise you, there's somebody out there. Don't get discouraged, dude, and just don't let it happen. It's impossible. If it's one of those things where you really have to just change your mindset. And it sucks because it takes a long time. I was a very depressed individual for a very long time. And anybody who's known me for a while knows that I went through a very, very severe depressed state. Um, they did. I did. And they watched me go through it. And it was to the point where I shunned almost everybody I knew and was ready to just end it and everything else. Um, and maybe it's this video that changes your mind, and awesome if it is. But there was, oh gosh, what was it? You know, a friend said, you know, this, and this to me, and it really changed what I was doing. And then about 6 months later, it was the loss of somebody extremely important in my life who really opened my eyes, and it really opened my eyes as to what I was doing with my life and how much of advantage I was taking of the life that I had and the air I got to breathe, and how just stupid I was, and how wasteful I was of the gift of being able to wake up today and make this video and try to help you. Everything that you do, it doesn't matter what you do. Once you get that mindset, and whether you have to hit bottom or not, just turn it around. It doesn't matter when. Turn it around. Turn your attitude around. Turn your outlook on life around. Don't let little shit bug you. Don't let anything get in the way of what you love, of what you want. If there's something that you want in your life and something that you love, go get it, because you can go get it. I don't want to ramble on all day, guys, but I wanted to answer this email. I hope this helped you, buddy. As always, guys, we'll see you in the next one.